Today, I think this is a special moment for Morehead State Athletics and specifically our women's basketball program. As athletics director, I think that there's no more critical job for me to do than to hire our coaches. They're the ones that have the most influence on our student athletes. They direct the culture of what we're doing, and then as fans, they're also pretty responsible for wins and losses. While we transitioned from our last staff and we wished Coach Todd the very best, we also looked at this as an opportunity to continue to build on what has been a strong tradition in women's basketball, but also athletics at Morehead State. We engaged in a nationwide search. I was incredibly impressed with the candidates that were interested in our position. I think that says a lot about the community, our athletes, but also the reputation that Morehead State Athletics has, not just in the state and regionally, but also nationally. Through that process, it became very clear that we had one very passionate, engaging, and qualified lead candidate, and I am it's with great honor and pleasure that I will introduce to you guys our new women's basketball coach, Coach Cayla Petree.
Hi everybody, just thank y'all so much for coming out. First thing I just wanted to say, this has been like a dream of mine for my entire life. I wanted to do three things, and they're goofy, but I was a little kid at basketball camp, sitting there, 10 years old, about 1993. Texas Tech had won the national championship. I wanted to play Division I basketball. I wanted to go swimming every day, so I wanted to run the Cisco City pool, and I wanted to be a Division I basketball coach. And so maybe I should have got a few higher goals with those other ones, but I've wanted to do this for a long time, so your belief in me, Dr. Morgan, you, the church community, Russ, I can never repay you, and I'm going to give it my whole heart. Thank you. The Board of Regents, no pressure there. Wayne Martin, you know, he's won the OVC twice, went to the NCAA tournament. Just beyond grateful. He's been so great. Everybody here has been unbelievably welcoming. Rhonda helped me through everything. Jamie Carver and Fletch. Sarah Hacker, been unbelievable, helping me get through this process. First, just wanted to tell you a little bit about me. Then you might know a little bit about what I'm about. First off, I've never made a basket in any game that I've coached. So all the wins, all the honors, everything that I've done is because I've had ridiculously talented players that are great people, and so beyond thankful for them, and that's how I coach. I'm all about the players. I'm all about their experiences and their growth. Two things that I pride myself in, and I think I shared this with Jamie and Russ at breakfast on my visit. I have never taken it lightly that a kid would be trusting me with the thing that's the most important to them, and that's their future. And I never have taken it lightly that a parent would trust me with the thing that's the most important to them, and that's their baby. So that's how I look at things. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get on their butt. That doesn't mean I'm not going to hold them accountable, push them, challenge them, but I'm going to love them up. We're going to have high standards and expectations, and we're going to have a lot of fun. And so players to me are the very, very most important thing. Also been blessed with phenomenal coaches that have been around me that I've learned from and grown because of. The people at South Plains, the men's coach, my athletic director there, Roger Redding, he was actually my coach at one of my coaches at Texas Tech. Taught me a lot. Old football coach, I gave him my first job, John Parchman, won 3 state championships in Texas. So football is king out in West Texas, and so learned a lot from him, just how to handle players, to worry about the things that matter. I've just stolen so much from so many great people. Coach Sharp, Marcia Sharp, she's in the Hall of Fame, was my coach at Texas Tech. It's like 1-800-GET-HELP coaching. So just beyond grateful for her. Look forward to having a great relationship with Preston and the men's staff. Like I said, I've stolen from a lot of the coaches that I've worked for, so I'm looking forward to being there. I think imitation is the best form of flattery, so I want to be like you. I want to be like you. You know, Jamie did a little research. Winningest coach in any sport in the whole department, kind of a big deal. Men's basketball, 23 wins last year, defending OVC champs, and like number 7 in wins in the country. So again, no pressure for me, but want to do great, put high pressure on myself. I think winning is a mindset. Everything that I do this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to go, and this right here in the middle is what I have to do to get there. It might not be perfect day 1, but day 14 we need to be a little further down that road, and we want to get this thing back nationally relevant. The Ohio Valley Conference is, I think it's a great conference to be in. It's competitive with great teams. I'm not afraid to say it. We're a long ways from it right now, but I want to make the NCAA tournament. I know that we've made the NIT a couple of times and had a couple of upsets, but we want to go get the best players in the world. I know that sounds big, but that's what I've done at the junior college level, at the Division II level. And so, like I said, it's going to be a process. We're going to go get it. We're going to go to work as soon as we get done with this press conference. We're on the phone nonstop, but we're going to hit Ohio and Kentucky very, very hard for the best high school kids that we can get. We're going to hit the junior college market, and obviously the transfer portal. And me, in the past, I've had great success with international players, so I'm going to continue to tap into those resources and get the best right here. I believe in Morehead State. I would never have taken a job that I didn't believe that we could win at. I'm an excellent winner, by the way. Gracious, humble, have a great time. I take losses pretty hard. I'll always be nice, but you can always tell. There's never a question of how she's feeling. Pretty passionate, pretty fiery, but I have fun. Basketball practice is the best part of my day. I feel that way, and I want to surround myself with girls that feel that way. 2 things that I won't negotiate on is their character and their motor. You know, I like how Preston says it. He says he does not recruit guys that don't love basketball. That's great. It's very simple, but it's very hard to find, and so that's what we're going to do. We're going to work hard. If you guys look in at practice, it's going to look like a 3-ring circus. There's going to be people hitting people with MMA pads, people ripping through. We're going to be clapping or talking or running, and there'll be music. It's a lot of energy. Everything we do is a lot of energy, so kind of creates a fun style to play. I love my players, love them to death. Can't wait for the girls to get here next week. Been building a relationship with those guys on Zoom and through FaceTime and things like that, but nothing beats face-to-face contact. So we're ready to go to work. Almost forgot my family. They're not here. They are the most unbelievable people ever. I'm from a town of about 3,500 people. Grew up in an auto parts store. Never really had a babysitter, so I'm country. Learned everything that I know about coaching because of what they've taught me. You know, they taught me how to work hard. They taught me how to treat people. They taught me how, they loved me up, but held me to that very, very high standard. And so that's how I coach. But I talked a lot right there, but I don't really know what else y'all might want to know. But if anybody has any questions, I would be happy to answer them.
Let's let the media folks, if you guys have any questions, and then we'll have questions from community members. So what first attracted you to Morehead State? What piqued your interest here?
Well, I'm going to be honest. My initial introduction, I've always heard of Morehead State. Great coaches here, Matthew Mitchell, Mike Bradbury, the guy that wore the suits, Tom Hodges. I know that. So y'all won't see that with me, but I do like to dress up. I do like to wear shoes. So I'll get a little cocky sometimes if I get a rival in the league. You know, I'll try to kick their tail in high heels, maybe a pair of Jordans, maybe a pair of sandals. I'll do it all different ways, so that's kind of my deal. But Coach Hodges was a very recognizable figure, and I've known Coach Mitchell for a long time. But how I even got connected with Jamie is Donnie Tyndall. You guys know him, very, very successful men's coach here. His daughter Taylor was going to come work for me at Gulf Coast State, be our one of our assistant coaches. And so when this job opened, he texted me and asked if I would be interested, and so connected me with Jamie. And from our initial phone call, it was supposed to just be 10 minutes, and I think we talked for 30. And just his vision and his passion. I mean, his tracks fit my train. We're the same. We're going down the same direction. He's a big picture guy. He and Donnie love Morehead State so much. Very important to me to surround myself with good people. And from that initial phone call, I just felt like this is the place for me. And then the more and more we talked, the more people I met, and I just wanted to be here.
Coming from a small town, moving to a new small town, what are some of the things that you were going to do to plug the community back into MSU women's basketball?
Absolutely, great question. You know, I told you I grew up in a small town, so pretty much everything revolved around, you know, sports and church and people, so the community was very, very involved. And that's how we're going to be. We're going to be present, me, my coaching staff, the players. We're going to go anywhere anybody will have us. You know, with COVID lightening up, hopefully we'll be able to go to the elementary schools, be able to go to community events. And I never really worried about like fundraising. I tried to do friend raising, tried to get people. We just make as many friends as we can. The program is a big deal. It's a big deal to me. It's a big deal to our players. It's a big deal to Jamie. So we want to make it a big deal to everyone. And I think people, if they feel a part of something, it becomes important to them. And so we want to have a family atmosphere. I know that sounds a little cliche, but that's just how I operate.
What's the biggest challenge you face in moving to the head coaching level at Division I level?
I think the biggest challenge would be just the timing. Basketball is basketball to me, and I've never really shied away from going after the best. To me, it's no different in terms of the recruiting. I've had players in the past that were qualifiers coming into my junior college, meaning they could have went to an NCAA school, and after 2 years they ended up at LSU, at Alabama, at Pitt, TCU. I mean, I could go on about the list. And so, I mean, I've coached a girl that has that if it had been an Olympic year, she would have an Olympic medal. She has a world championship medal in the 3-on-3. She's from France, and so. The timing, though, has been the challenge. You know, with the transfer portal like it is and everything, there's a lot of people in the portal, but they've also been picked over a little bit. And so we're just waiting for that next initial wave of movement, and we're gonna get some players in here.
Numbers-wise, where do you stand on your roster right now? About how many more players would you like to bring in?
Well, when I took the job, we had 5 players on the roster, 2 of which that actually played last year, Lauren Carter and Tyler Moore. Freddie Adams is coming off of an injury, but hopefully she'll be back. And then 2 transfers, Aiden Rainford and Kiana Williams. And then in the fall, there was a freshman post player from Ohio that has signed. And then I'm not sure where we are on the letter of intent process, so I'm not sure I can say their names yet, but we have commitments from, I guess, 5 or 6 players right now, a couple of transfers, a couple of people that I've had relationships with in the past, and then a few more that we're waiting to hear on in the next couple of days. But I feel good about it. I think we're pretty strong at the guard position. I think we're small right now, but I've never been really married to a style of play. just where we have to do that. I try to go get the best players, and then it's my job as the coach to figure out positions to put them in to be successful. And so we'll figure out how to guard. We'll make people guard us, and then we'll figure out how to guard them, and we'll go from there. But hopefully, there's usually a couple of waves of transfers during this next summer session. So hopefully, we can get a little bit more size in the next coming week or so.
There's been a lot of Division I level players that have come from this region of the state, but they haven't come here. Really, the feeling has been there hasn't been much of an emphasis on recruiting those players. Will you be recruiting from Eastern Kentucky?
Absolutely. I think you put a fence around your backyard, and we might not necessarily get the biggest name, but we should definitely be able to get top-notch players, because I mean, Kentucky is a hotbed for girls basketball. I've already reached out to a lot of my AAU contacts in this area. Already reached out to the local high school coaches in Lexington area, and then here in Rowan County, learning how to say that, my Texas twang. But very much so, very much going to. We want the very best players there are, and I don't care where they come from, but I do know that there's some right here close to home.
What would you tell fans that are interested in coming to women's basketball games this winter, maybe that haven't done that before? What would you tell them to encourage them to support this program as they support the men's program?
I would love to tell you that we're going to have a great product on the floor, something that you can be proud of. We're going to work hard. We're going to have high energy. We're going to be people that come up and talk to you and say hello. We're going to be engaging, and we're going to I surround myself with winners, and so winners meaning in every aspect of life. And so that the winning of the games and the product on the floor, that's going to just be a byproduct of what we do every day. I do get a little animated. You may see me fist bump. You may see me holler and scream and jump around and all that stuff, but I do think, not me, but I think it's very entertaining to watch. And I think it's something that you'll be proud of, but the biggest thing I would ask is please bring a friend. Come. I know the game times are a little bit different with the conference, and so we'll do whatever we can do to get out and meet people, but we're going to very much need your help. Going to need the community support. This is a great place. I mean, it's an unbelievable place, and everybody that you talk to loves Morehead State so much. We just have to bring them in. We have to build this together. And that's the community. That's the students. You know, Russ and I, we talked about all kinds of ways to get the fraternities and the sororities involved, get the student activity people. And so I'm going to do I've never been afraid of work. I'll roll up my sleeves. I'll go talk to people. It's not that difficult for me. I like it. So we want bodies in the stands, and we need you to be loud. Maybe you guys paint yourself, get some yellow wigs and pom-poms, things like that. Anything else? All good? Thank you guys very much for coming. I appreciate it.